I started building a Thumper turret, they said, you must be down to build that. But I built it all the same, just to show them. Well, it blew up. So I built a second one, and it blew up. The 16th one, it stayed up.
What is up, everybody? Squiddish here, bringing you some more SMITE gameplay, and starting off with one of the really cool things you can do with Vulcan to take jungle camps. You can have your turret pull and one-man body block, and I was considering doing it on the speed buff, but then decided I didn't care. Obviously, this is Vulcan, the Smith of the Gods, and in a lot of ways, is very similar to how I see the Soldier in Team Fortress 2. If I don't particularly feel like putting effort into a game, and I just kind of want to coast along and still do pretty well, I'll play Vulcan. Doesn't require a ton of input. It's not that he's not deep and doesn't have a lot of strategy, but this is 80% of it right here. Press 2, stand by turret. Watch as turret shoots things. And sometimes, really, that's just all I feel like doing. Now, granted, Vulcan can get really in the shit and pretty big on combat, especially with his ultimate and how heavy the slow on his 3 is. And if you rank up his 1 first, the backfire can do astronomical amounts of damage for a tank pretty early on in the game. But, in general, float around, place turret, stand at turret. Now, Vulcan's 1, backfire, I already said a little bit, is a straight shot skills shot, piercing through everything in its path, doing damage, and throwing Vulcan backwards from the force of the blast. His 2 is his signature ability, the Inferno cannon. Places a turret that you can see the cone in front of the cannon right there, and it will auto-fire on any targets in range. It does die, can be killed, but will last until killed. It won't expire after time or if you walk away or anything. Just keep on keeping on, and look at that damage! Look at that damage! Early game, it's gross. It's gross. It's gross. If you stand near it, your passive also heals it, which also applies to his 3. The Thumper cannon, which I'm going to buy for the purpose of slowing hell down so Baka can eat her. The Thumper cannon is a 360-degree pulsing slow that does damage and slows and will continue to do so until it's destroyed. Don't you chase my Baka, I slow you. Also cannon fire. Look, even a tank it's picking. I know it's really early game, but still, I mean, the damage. The damage. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And finally, his ultimate, Volcanic Overdrive. Makes all of your... That skill shot seemed kind of weird. I don't feel like that's exactly where I aimed at, but whatever. Makes all of your turrets get really big and glowy, attack a lot faster, and your Inferno cannon will auto-target gods only and gain a 360-degree range. Your turrets will heal at lightning speed, becoming virtually unkillable. And Vulcan will move faster, and Vulcan will gain additional protections. Like, it's a lot of things happen when you press your ult. A lot of things. Which is the main reason most enemies are afraid to go in on Vulcan's turrets. I mean, Vulcan's turrets do a lot of damage as they are. They do. They hurt a lot. I mean, look how wounded Ares and Hell are. Just from even walking near my setup. So Baka's easily able to come in and clean it up, killing them up. But even worse than that, if you really try to go on a Vulcan, all he has to do is press his ult, and you better leave. You better vacate the area, or those cannons will rape you. In the butthole. Ares, I have like 9 archers. Why you do this? I was really kind of hoping the archers would just kill him, but I guess I'm going to have to run him down and do it myself. I'm not gonna... Hell's coming, darn it. Alright, well, I'm going to drop the Thumper so they can't really follow me because slowing effect. And if they do, we'll fight in the jungle. I got my ult. Come get some, Hell. Yeah, she doesn't want to. No one ever wants to go in on Vulcan. He's terrifying. Vulcan's a unique little tank. He does relatively high damage, kind of like Ares. Has no hard CC at all. And even less peel than Ares would, because at least Ares has got his ult, and his chains can help to individually slow key targets for a while, whereas you can just drop your 3, and it's an AoE slow in the area, but A, can be nuked down, and B, they can simply walk out of the area. But what Vulcan does is zone. Vulcan sets up shop with his guns and says, if you come here, I will kill you. Granted, Vulcan's not really going to get kills on anyone who doesn't decide to walk into his camp. Ah, it's beautiful. And sometimes you don't have to do anything. I got some little poke damage on him with my turrets. Saw Baka was coming around for the gank, so I backed down my lane a bit so they would follow me. And Ares bit it beautifully. Coming down trying to shackle me, missing completely. I should have let him land the shackle just so he would have come further down, but I guess it doesn't matter because the point is he died. But then with them all down the lane and out of position, it was an easy cleanup for Baka. But anyway, zoning. Lay turrets down. If they come near you or try to seriously go in, you ult. And, I mean, it's just, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? What are they going to do? Vulcan is an unstoppable force. Now, a very interesting thing is going to happen to Smite, or I guess by the time you're watching this, probably will have already happened to Smite, and that is the patch, the map-changing patch that hopefully is going to shake up the current meta, which is one of the things I did kind of want to talk about in this video. Now, the meta right now is pretty much one duo lane, mid, and then a solo laner and a jungler. And as you can probably see here, solo laning is literally the most boring thing in the entire world. Like, I'm gonna stand here. Vulcan is the absolute embodiment of solo laning. I'm gonna stand here, I'm gonna drop my turrets, and I'm gonna stand by my turrets. Maybe if the jungler comes over and gets a gank, I'll push the lane up a bit. But for the most part, I'm just gonna freaking sit within 100 feet of my tower with my turrets, and we are just gonna play Farmville, you and I. And we're gonna play it until it's endgame. Mid, doing the same thing. Look at them, both by their respective towers. They can't push out, because if they push out, they're gonna get ganked by the jungler. So, unless you have crazy ward vision, which requires a huge investment, and granted you can do that, but unless you do, you're gonna be really conservative in the mid lane too. And even the duo lane. Duo lane could be open to ganks at literally any time. There's no colleague missing, it's a jungler, he's always missing. So the game is like 4 people stand here with their thumbs up their asses while the jungler runs around and is the hero of humanity. Which, I mean, yeah, I guess if you're the jungler, that's pretty cool, but Ares, I don't even care about your damage. I don't even care. What are you doing? Like, why bother? I'm gonna set up my shop right here by my tower, and we're just gonna hang out. Gonna hang out and have fun. So with that said, I am absolutely glad to see the earth-shaking Smite patch they have in the works as of when I am recording this, which is the 25th at night, obviously, the day before, because I procrastinate like a champion. I am eagerly awaiting this patch, because hopefully, I'm sure jungling will still be a thing. Jungling will still be a big thing. Jungling will still be a major role. But jungling is not going to be, I don't think, the be-all, end-all that it is now, with the ability for everyone to freaking teleport all over the map all willy-nilly. Like, people are going to be all over the map. Combat Blink is being added, which those of you who are familiar with League of Legends know as Flash. It's exactly the same thing, pretty much. I have no idea what the cooldown is in League of Legends, but Blink now has the ability to be used in combat with a 4-minute cooldown. There's a consumable teleport scroll that will let you teleport to any friendly ward on the map, so like literally anywhere. Anywhere. There's AoE heals that are based on your max health, so you slap this AoE salvation on Ymir, or God forbid, Guan freaking you, who already has a big heal. Gank me, bro. Do it. Do it. Come, make something happen. Imagine this Vulcan in all of his unkillable fury with a freaking giant AoE heal for whoever happens to be nearby. Vulcan would just be the pillar in team fights. He would stand there with his guns and heal everybody. I mean, it's gonna be a totally new game. Not even to mention, literally a totally new map. The map has been almost totally redesigned from scratch. The buffs are all in different places. You got mana and speed on one side, red and CDR on the other. The Fire Giant and Gold Fury lairs are totally different. The jungle layout is completely different. There's Fog of War now. The side lanes look like bacon. Everything is different. It's gonna be glorious. It's gonna be glorious because maybe the absolutely nothing that is happening on screen will stop being a thing. Because I'm gonna be totally honest, I still like Smite. I'm not a huge fan of the jungle meta, no, but it's still fun. I still like playing the game. I'm still enjoying it, but it's definitely less fun. I feel like Smite is definitely less fun ever since Bumba's Mask was introduced than it used to be in the past. But maybe this is what we need. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. And because of all these hyper mega changes that are coming out to the everything, I'm gonna obviously have to throw you guys another Smite video on Friday. So, 2 Smite videos this week. Why not? Let's make it a thing. And you know what? I'll even let you guys pick the god for this momentous occasion. So go ahead. Drop in the comment section below. Pick a god that I do not have a video of yet that you want me to do for the new map coverage, that you want me to do for Friday. Name me a god. Go ahead and look through the playlist. If you can't remember who I haven't done, because if you vote for somebody I've already done a video of, I'm not doing it. But tell me who you want to see. What we got left? Artemis. Hades. Vimana. Zeus, probably. I don't think I've done Zeus. Maybe. I'm not really sure. Guan Yu. I mean, hell. Pick a god. Pick a god! There's still a bunch left. There's still a bunch left. Just go ahead and pick one. Hunbats counts as Sun Wukong, so don't pick Hunbats. He's literally the same thing. So, with that said, Vulcan Smash. Now look at this. Hell throws literally everything she has into trying to take down my turret and can't even do it. And why is that? Because as part of his passive, all of Vulcan's turrets inherit a portion of his protections and his health. So since I'm getting a butt ton of health off of my Warlock Sash, these turrets are getting some pretty decent HP on them. And once I start actually building up my tank items, these are going to have a lot of HP. It's almost going to be like they're mechanical and difficult to break. Awesome. Although with Vulcan, I want to go ahead and give you guys pro knowledge right here. I love Warlock Sash first. Vulcan does not need to be fast. There is no reason Vulcan needs to start with boots. Vulcan is literally built around putting immobile blobs on the ground and standing near them. He has no reason to need the movement speed from boots right out the gate. Warlock Sash will let you stack up HP for tankiness, which will be shared with your turrets, and magical damage to make your turrets actually a threat, because all Vulcan does is zone. All he does is zone. And you can't zone very well if nobody is afraid of your frickin' turrets. If nobody cares if your turret's shooting him in the face because you do no damage, Vulcan is literally a completely useless god. You really cannot build Vulcan pure tank. It does not work. He does not have the kind of control that he needs to be able to do his job as a tank without the Inferno cannon scaring people into staying at a safe distance. So he's got to kind of Guan Yu it. He's got to go Magic Bruiser. So Warlock Sash is a great start, and I'm still new to this whole split boots thing because I've only done tanks like twice since this came out, but Plated's pretty much a good idea for Vulcan just because damage reduction. I mean, I don't care if you CC me next to my turrets. I don't give a crap. Do what you want. My turrets will shoot you. They'll keep shooting. You can't CC a turret. You can't CC a turret! It's a freaking cannon, and it's gonna sit there and do freaking cannon things. Yeah. So yeah, Plated Greaves. And then move into something like Void Stone that'll continue to build up your tankiness and still give you some magical power. Just, you gotta make sure that as Vulcan, you've got enough magical power to be intimidating. Because Vulcan, seriously, I cannot overstate this. Vulcan exists to have people be afraid to engage. And look at this! Look at this! I left that turret with that much health. Like 10% of its health. I backed, bought items, ran back to lane, and my turrets are still just holding down the fort. It's ridiculous. I see that stuff is going on over here, and I feel like I should probably go contribute. Now, it's a little odd to throw Vulcan in the middle of a team fight, because he kind of... Ares. Ares, you silly little man. I kind of thought the entire team was behind us in mid lane. I didn't realize everyone was going to be coming from behind, or I would have put my Inferno cannon facing the other direction. But, Bakasura, give me a second. All right, there's your support. There's your support. And if they come in on it, that's what you do. You pop the ult. Now watch this. Watch this. 80% of Ao Kuang's health just vaporized by a tank.
I won't back down. My spirit.
Because zoning. If you do not leave the zone, I will kill you. And now look, they won't even come in. Cube and Bastet are just hanging out, and they refused to. Okay, now that I walk away, Bastet's gonna try and go on my turret, and oh, look at that pathetic damage. He didn't even break one. He didn't even break one. How about you eat some? I feel like that's not where I was aiming. This is disappointing me. Why is this happening? Come at me! Come at me! Attack the firing line. Or just stand there and taunt in fear. I can smell your fear. Okay, hit it. Okay. Okay. Okay, I care a little bit. I care slightly. I'm starting to care. I can feel the origins of care going inside me. Dropping my turrets, so if they're gonna keep chasing, they're gonna take turret fire. Pain. It's alright, I have an Aegis. I hit Aegis. Like. Alright. I just gotta survive a couple seconds. Someone save me! Someone save me! Okay, Raw heals. Just survive for 10 seconds. I'll get my ult back and we can force them all back. We got this. We got this, Raw. Fight! Fight, Raw! Fight them! How did I not Aegis that though? Oh, hell comes up out of nowhere. What? It's EU! My nemesis! Seriously though, I mean, it took me 17 minutes into the game to even realize I was on an EU server. I mean, that's how much attention you have to pay when you're playing Vulcan. And if you get stuck on EU servers frequently, or you hate them, like myself, and probably everybody else that plays SMITE, and I guess isn't EU, they probably say the same things about North American servers. Vulcan's a great god, because 3 of your 4 skills don't give the world slightest crap about ping. You have 1 skill shot and turrets that auto-fire. I mean, I never noticed. I had a couple skill shots that I was like, I can test that, but whatever, it doesn't matter that much because my turrets are where the magic happens. And now we're gonna take Fire Giant, and I'm gonna do my job as Vulcan and be the bouncer. Checking everybody's passes, making sure they're on the list. Making sure nobody who wasn't invited to this party gets to come inside. And this is a great place for Vulcan, because if they want to walk in, they're gonna have to walk through some volcanic overage. Ao Kuang. Ao Kuang. No, you don't get to use the VIP door. That's not for you, you noodle. You noodle. You silly little noodle, you. Come here. We're gonna have a talk, you and I, about surrendering and Minotaur brain aneurysms. Look at Cupid stand there like he did something. Shut up, Cupid. You're a baby and nobody cares. But anyway, Vulcan! 0 kills because Vulcan. The epitome of tanking. I'm not here to kill people unless they try to kill me. Great phrase. I'm not here to get kills. I'm here to make sure people get killed. And that's what I do. That is Vulcan's job. Yeah. Yeah, he's kind of boring. It's difficult to make a Vulcan gameplay super entertaining because he's just not really built for that. But whatever. This is Squiddish. Let me know what god you guys want to see for the new Conquest overview. And good day, ladies and gentlemen.